Today, I'm going to show you how you can double or triple the amount of content that you are putting out and therefore double or triple your reach without having to actually create any new content. Because nowadays, everyone is busy and you probably don't have time to spend all day creating fresh content. Because let's be honest, a lot of you watching this video are probably not doing social media full time. You're either working and doing social media on the side, or you're running a business and using social media content as a way to generate new leads and customers. And so in this video, I'm going to walk you through 2 ways that you can double the amount of content that you are putting out without having to create anything new at all. Let's dive into it. So the first one is going to be for any written content that you have. And then the second way is going to be for any video content that you've got. Now the written content could be something that you've posted about on LinkedIn or wrote a blog article about or sent out an email newsletter around, or even just a long caption from one of your Instagram posts. Now this content is often really good stuff and typically has a lot of depth to it because you're writing in depth in your newsletter, on your blog post about a certain subject. It's not just surface level fluff that you might put into a reel. Now this content is typically going to be incredible for building trust with your audience and in many cases also attracting new followers. Now to give you an example, let's take a look at a newsletter that one of my clients sent out recently. It's got a subject line and then it's got a big body of text. What we've done to help publish more content for this client without him having to create anything new is we've taken it, we've opened up Canva and we've created a simple template which has 2 different slides. One of the slides has got a cover, which is where we're putting the subject of the email. And then the other slides are just body text, where we can literally just copy and paste the email into these slides. And depending on the length of the email, depends on how many slides. If it's a really short email, it might have 3 or 4 or 5 slides. If it's a longer one, it might be up to 10 or 11. And so in this case, we've grabbed the subject line, we've put it onto the front slide. It looks good, we've added an image behind it, and then, like I said, just copied the text from the email across the other slides. And it came to 10 slides in total. Now, this post took between 1 to 2 minutes for us to create and be ready to go on Instagram. By taking a look at the analytics on my phone, this post has already got 2,000 likes, 1,000 sends, 927 saves, 122,000 views, and 615 new followers from one post that literally was just a copy and paste from his email newsletter into a carousel posted on Instagram without a caption. We literally just called the caption Moneymail 313 because that was the post. If you've already done the work to create a good hook for your email newsletter and then write insightful content for your newsletter, you might as well put that on Instagram because it's probably going to do reasonably well. You've got a good hook, got good content, package it up nicely. It takes 1 or 2 or maybe 3 minutes if you're a little bit slow at it. You've got something really good to go. Yes, technically it takes a couple of minutes to make, but if you want a completely passive approach, you could also just copy and paste this into Claude and then let it create a carousel for you. Personally, I think the 1 to 2 minutes of just making sure it looks good in Canva gives you a much better approach than the completely passive Claude. But that is an option. And like I say, you could repeat this process with your LinkedIn posts where probably your first line of the LinkedIn post is quite attention grabby. That becomes your cover slide. The body of the LinkedIn post then becomes your slides. You could use it from a blog post, social media content, etc. But it's a format of content that works very well. Now the second format is for video content and it's even easier than the last one. It'll literally take you a couple of clicks and you have content ready to go. What you're going to do is use Vizard's AI clipping tool to take your long form content, whether it's a podcast or YouTube videos, maybe a webinar, maybe even a speech that you had recorded, and you're going to paste the link into Vizard and then it's going to come out with a bunch of clips optimized for what they think is going to perform the best. And you can do this with your own content, or if you go on someone else's podcast or go on someone else's channel, then obviously you can use that as well. But you can easily do this to generate 10 to 30 clips from even just one podcast episode or speech. And if you do a new piece of content every month, then it gives you consistent content to go out multiple times per week, or even up to once every single day on social media from one piece of content per month. And that's again without having to plan, script, or edit anything. So let me show you how. Let's dive right into my screen. So diving into my laptop, all I've done here is I've grabbed the link to a recent YouTuber video of mine, put it into Vizard, and it's come out with these clips. And these, to be honest, are already pretty good. But what you'll notice is as you start posting more and more content, you'll get a knack for what works and what doesn't. And that's where it can be handy to use the editor to just slightly adjust these based on what works best. And so if you're not that worried, like if you're just trying to quickly get content, you don't have to edit them. You just download them, push them out, good to go. If you want to spend a little bit more time on it, then you can come around and play with the videos. And the main thing that I think you want to look at editing is the hook, because this is the most important part of the video. And so if I look at this video here, it's a clip about something that I learned on YouTube when it came to YouTube automation. And so it starts with, and whilst most of the content has flopped, I realized one key thing. The best thing you can have on YouTube is a trending topic. I'm not sure why I hadn't noticed earlier, because it's the same. So that's reasonably good. And what I might do is download this video and post it as a trial reel, and then edit the hook, post that as a trial reel, and then I can come back and see which one has performed better to give me some good insights. But what I would do here, based off my intuition, is get rid of the start of this. And so it just starts on the best thing you can have on YouTube is a trending topic, because that kind of certainty is what sort of hooks people into a piece of content. So I'm literally just going to copy that and then hit delete, and then that's straight away going to adjust the video, and we're going to save that, and then that piece of content is good to go. So that's going to update, and then that's going to take a couple minutes. We can post this directly to social media. So this is already linked into TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all of that. I can just click post to social, and then it's going to generate descriptions for me that are optimized for each platform. So I've just got Facebook and YouTube linked for this one. AI is doing its thing. So we've got the Facebook description, and then we've got a YouTube title. And then we can just post those once it's estimated, once the processing has finished. Then what we're going to do from there is go back to the original videos. We're going to go down to the next video in the slot, and we're pretty much going to do the same thing. So this one here, I think, is a little bit out of context. This one here is actually an interesting one. So this is about how I got a YouTube channel monetized through using some ads. And I actually really like the clip here. To get a channel monetized on YouTube, you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. So that makes a statement. Now I had the 10,000 hours of watch time at this point, but I only had 763 subscribers. That shows people the problem that I was facing. And then it goes on to show the solution. So I might save that and just post it. That's probably good to go already. I can just click post, have the captions generated, and it's as quick as that. I've literally just gone through and got a couple pieces of content in a couple of minutes, and it's good to go. Thanks, Vizard. So all in all, by repurposing your written content into carousels for Instagram and repurposing your video content into clips using Vizard, you can easily double or triple, even quadruple the amount of content that you're publishing without having to create anything new. If that's helpful, make sure you subscribe to the channel and keep an eye out for future videos helping you grow your audience and be smarter when it comes to social media.